finish line. Check the radio, pit crew is far from slow. The lights no longer yellow. Ready, steady, go. Crank it up. Oh, it's racing. 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 In love with the ride. Burning rubber smells real nice. Fuel it up once or twice. Come on, fast is the way to drive. Crowds all on their feet. Not one bothered by the heat. Imagine them in the driver's seat. Checkered flag would be sweet. Crank it up. Oh, it's racing. 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 Everybody get ready. On your feet. Here we go. 3, 2, 1. Crank it up. Crank it up. Oh, it's racing. 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 Crank it up. Finger to the sky and a green light shining bright. The only thing I have in mind is the finish line. Check the radio, pit crew is far from slow. The lights no longer yellow. Ready, steady, go. Crank it up. Oh, it's racing. 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 In love with the ride. Burning rubber smells real nice. Fuel it up once or twice. Come on, fast is the way to drive. Crowds all on their feet. Not one bothered by the heat. Imagine them in the driver's seat. Checkered flag would be sweet. Crank it up. Oh, it's racing. 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 Everybody get ready. On your feet. Here we go. 3, 2, 1. Crank it up. line. Check the radio, pit crew is far from slow. The lights no longer yellow. Ready, steady, go. Crank it up. Oh, it's racing. 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 In love with the ride. Burning rubber smells real nice. Fuel it up once or twice. Come on, fast is the way to drive. Crowds all on their feet, not one bothered by the heat. Imagine them in the driver's seat. Checkered flag would be sweet. Crank it up. Oh, it's racing. 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 Everybody get ready. On your feet. Here we go. 3, 2, 1. Crank it up.
And hello again, everyone. Welcome back to PTM Racing TV. It's so good to be back with all of you guys here at home and virtual world and outside of our reality and our sanctum here. I am your host and the voice of PTM Racing TV, Christian, the Crusader Shriver. Welcome back to the show here, and we are live here tonight with those old school boys. The Old School League Grand National Series is live here in the ARCA cars of Texas Motor Speedway, live here in Fort Worth, Texas, up in the beautiful sky, shining bright out here, and a whole host of drivers ready to duke it out here for this one. As the cars get ready and go lined up, let's start with our field of drivers starting on the pole. Mark Sakosi in the number 8 will be your race leader. Behind him will be Nicholas Wilson in the 53. Round number 2 is going to be Tyler Hunt in the 20 and the 99 of Matty Watkins in the 4 slot. Round number 3, it's going to be Byron Bartlett in the 77. His outside, that's Kyle Milliken in the 42. Round number 4, James K. Miller in the 18. To his outside, that's James Kruger in the 25. Round number 5, Justin Cope in the 9. To his outside, that's Frank Edwards in the 19. Round number 6, Art Milne in the 15. To his outside, that's Dustin Holsworth in the 1. Starting row 7, that's going to be Brian W. Wiggins in the 5. And his outside, that's David the Big Bill Gilbert in the 7. Shotgun on the field, David Castelli in the 24. Your field of drivers here tonight. We are ready for green flag racing. Share us around if you would. Get the word out, get the voice heard. And who knows, maybe we might even hit a milestone here tonight. But for now, we're ready to go green flag racing here in just a little bit, bringing the cars and the stars to life. The drivers are out. They're ready to go. All drivers are positioned. All except David Castelli. It appears Mr. Castelli will not make the call. Something not going right for that car tonight, unfortunately, so he will not be in with us here tonight. Tough break for him, but let's get him on down on the track here. That affordable SCO number 8 machine of Mark Sakosi. Then you got that number 53 of Nicholas Wilson is outside there in that Veal cow machine. The old Dairy Products 53 ready to throw out ready to throw it on out here tonight. The Home Depot 20 of Tyler Hunt. He's been a bad man on this channel and on this race series. It seems like no matter what he does, he's always out for a hunt. He's always out for a victory. And what do you know? He's rocking a little PTM Racing TV sticker in the back there. Bring them on around here down the back straightaway we go. And we're going to get them all ready to go and set for green flag racing this time by. Once again, folks, share them on around. Let these guys know you're heard. Let them be seen. Let them hear you. We're ready to go green flag racing. Next time by, coming out of turn 3, we'll go into turn 4. The affordable SCO, number 8 of Mark Sakosi, leads them off with Nicholas Wilson in that 53 right beside him. Watch that green flag restart here. They come down out of turn 4, ready to go here. And the green flag's high in the air. Here we go. Off the bat immediately, Tyler Hunt getting a little bit of a push there on the inside line. Tries to get Sakosi up there early, trying to get some momentum built. Here they come now down turn 1. They're going to turn 2. Hunt is on the hunt. He's going to try to get around Wilson. Then he goes the inside there. They work him on down out of turn 1, going to turn 2. Wilson tries to work the outside line. Not quite able to get that going there just yet. we have a battle back in the pack between the 18 of James K. Miller and that 25 there of James Kruger. Kruger going at it early with them. The 53 and the 20 going at it here. Hunt going to try to get it in there with Wilson. Wilson defends. He goes to the inside and finally takes back his second place spot. Davila Dairy Products number 53 has now taken back the second place position as Tyler Hunt chases him down. These drivers driving on this 1.5 mile track, you're going to see a lot of similarities in how they run this track and how they hit their positioning. A lot of that can be attributed to the fact that they are running a very similar line, a very similar stretch of area as we work them on in. Look at this now. Here you got the battle for the lead. Here comes Wilson to the inside there, looking to try to make us pass around Sakosi. Sakosi tries to defend. He'll work them on down out of turn one. They come down out of the bottom. Sakosi trying to apex it right off the bottom in the middle. He is successful, and it will give him the run he needs to stay ahead of Wilson. Wilson now, he doesn't take too kindly to that. He's going to go to the inside now. We'll go into turn three, going into turn four. Here they come now down low. Wilson now has the advantage. He works them on in. He works them on down on the bottom, straight to the top. Wilson has now overtaken for the lead. Sakosi will get put in the back as now he tries to hold off Hunt. Tyler Hunt, you can say he's in the hunt. He's still trying to get another win in this season. He's had multiple so far. The most winning driver of this series is on a roll right now in that Home Depot number 20 machine. But don't look now. Here comes that number 25 of James Kruger. Kruger worked him on back. He worked him from fifth. Now he's up in the third slot. He's trying to get up there with Hunt and trying to take him on. Sakosi is falling further and further back, maybe trying to save tires, if you will, maybe trying to keep something stabilized. It's very easy to burn your tires up quick and hard on this track for a multitude of reasons. The reason being is when you're working that middle to the bottom, it will take your tires up a little bit more, and you really got to watch that there. Now here comes Byron Bartlett in the 77 BB Racing Machine. He works them on down now to turn three. They're going to turn four. Byron Bartlett trying to get some momentum built up there, trying to get something going, but we have the caution. The caution is out. Yellow on the field, yellow on the field. We've got one down now. That is the 9 of Justin Cope. Cope, something gone wrong in the back to blue, number 9. We'll have to go to the instant replay and find out what happened here. Not something gone terribly for him. All right, we've got the replay back up here. Here is your PTM instant replay. Take a close look here. This is going to happen out of turn one. Bobble out of the 19 there. And you can see he's loose. Oh, man, he just tags him hard and takes a good-sized lick. The wheel comes straight off of that car. Recenters it up, but, man, he took a serious lick there and a hard hit. Frank Edwards seemed like he had nowhere to go once he got loose, and unfortunately he took Cope with him. We're going to go on board here with Edwards and see exactly what he was seeing when he went and got loose there. Here's the instant replay yet again here. I want you to take a close look at where he's trying to hit his marks at. Watch how he tries to battle here with Cope. Cope tries to keep the outside line away from him, tries to keep him from going up anymore. But the hard part is really trying to stay to that bottom and apexing. If you hit it just right, like right there, if you get it on that apron, it's like solid thin sheet of ice. It's going to send you loose, it's going to send you for a ride, and bam! Right into the wall you go, and you got serious trouble ahead. All drivers are okay, though. The situation clear of any other further incidents, as the drivers have now come out of pit side there. We'll bring him on back around here. It looks like it's going to be Tyler Hunt getting the faster of the time in second slot, but it will be the 53 though. Wilson managing to hold himself out there and holding it in there. Art Milne is going to actually stick it around out there as well. He'll now actually overtake for second here. So the number 15 will be right up in there, and then your race leader now is going to be Brian W. Wiggins. One of the lower key drivers, in my opinion. He's been in the hunt every time out, but he has yet to get that solid victory in. Will this be the game changer here tonight? He'll try to get that tied number 5 in victory lane here, but he's got a murderer's row right behind him, as we like to say here on PTM Racing TV. A lot of drivers just eking and ready to take away that slot from him and take away that win. And now, right now, as you get a good look at the track, get a good look at our drivers here. I believe we have 15 timed in here with us tonight. checked in, ready to go. 13 drivers in total, but only 12 were able to make the call. James K. Miller, unfortunately, not able to bring it on out. Get a good look at all the drivers here. Get a look at everybody there. There's Dustin Holsworth in the 1 Chevrolet. It's good to see him back out on the track. Good to see all these guys back out on the track. Unfortunately, ran into old Mother Nature a couple of weeks ago, and it knocked out a few things, so we've been traveling far and wide from net sea to shining sea, just trying to find anywhere that can help us out. And we've already mentioned before, but we found a bunker we found at, so now we're hiding down there until the old area gets fixed up. But nonetheless, right now I'm currently up here in the booth here at Fort Worth, Texas, getting a good look down at the drivers here while our crew is down in some kind of bunker right now, just showing us the race. Nevertheless, the 1 to go now finally coming on out, guys. We're ready to go green flag racing yet again. We will do a single file restart this time by, as that tie number 5 will be your race leader here. See all the logos on there. I see one that always catches my attention, and honestly, I'm gonna be a little selfish here. That's honestly kind of cool to have, so I do appreciate those guys for doing that. I know we also appreciate all the people out there that still tune in each and every time out. Seriously, we're about ready to hit a milestone, and I'm not gonna say what, but it's been an honor to commentate for you guys. We just hope you've enjoyed them. Nevertheless, enough of the sappy story, enough of sap talk. Y'all want to see some racing? Let's get to it. Let's get that Ford Mustang off the track here as he brings him on around turn 3. Brian W. Wiggins in that number 5 Tide Chevrolet is going to lead him off. That 53 of Nicholas Wilson right behind him. Tyler Hunt right in there as well. Anybody's race here. No telling what's going to happen here. We will go down and actually talk with the drivers occasionally here, but for now we're going to let them run on around a little bit, and then we'll talk later. Green flag high in the air. Brian W. Wiggins is off the bat. Right out of the gate, he got a huge jump start on that one, managing to get a good restart, not spinning those tires as like everyone else. Looks like he's got the right shifter and the right tire set on that with that car as he leads them on back. Tyler Hunt still trying to do a little bit of a duel here as he got that 25 there. Oh, James Kruger right behind him here, working them on in. Down the back straight away we go. Now we'll take him on into turn 3, going into turn 4. Here you go. Now you got a battle for 5th. Here comes that 99. Works him on in. Manny Watkins going to challenge Mark Sikosi for that 5th slot. He is overtaking him there. Here comes the 42 now as well. He works him on in. The Martini number 42 driven by Kyle Milliken. Milliken is making some moves left and right here, getting up some positions. And somehow, someway, yet again, the camera system decided to fry itself on Sikosi. So now we're trying to catch back up with these guys. Oh, we got serious trouble on the backstretch. Tyler Hunt spun it around down the backstretch. We got serious problems for him right now. We're going to the caution flag here, folks. Holy smokes. What on earth happened there? Tyler Hunt looked like everything was okay, and then all of a sudden a serious lick and a serious wreck there, knocking him down a few steps. They will have an instant repair they can use up, but let's go to the PTM instant replay and see exactly what the heck just happened there, because that was not expected whatsoever out of that. Alright, real quick, we've got the replay back up here. We're just kind of getting the camera system set up, but I can tell you right now what you're going to see, you're probably not going to believe. There's another look at it. Get a good look at Tyler Hunt there. Watch carefully. See Wiggins actually, he actually lost his position there. Makes the move, but Hunt goes right into the wall. Overdrove it, and a serious wreck. Taking out Kruger as well. Kruger took the worst blunt of that one, in my opinion, besides Hunt. We're going to go on board now, Kruger, and show you what he was seeing there when he got into that wreck. That was a serious lick, though, to say the least, on his end. You're on board here with Kruger. Watch carefully. You can see Hunt, how he's holding that bottom. He's still just trying to stay out of trouble zone, but he overdrove it off. And unfortunately, when you're there, you're in no man's land there. At that point, you might as well consider yourself a dead man, because you just got licked and taken out like it was nothing. that was a PTAM instant replay there, folks. All the drivers seem to have gone into pit side there. They wanted a fresh set of tires and a fresh squeeze of gas. Gas. Why did I say glass? Don't believe we have a number there on the Harley Davidson machine. Oh, it's David Castelli there. All right. No, that was a little unprofessional, but we had to figure out who that was there. So that's David Castelli there, running in tonight. Currently in the back right now, going to work his way on in. So it looks like he was able to make the call. So that we will have 13 drivers out on the track, unless the 18 of Miller can't bring it back out. Nevertheless, after that restart, Wilson's going to keep his position off that and keep his lead. And we'll see how it all plays out for him here, but I can tell you right now, that was probably not what Nicholas was thinking. He was probably thinking he might be able to get a run, but not that kind of a run. So far, though, it is early, folks, as they bring him on around. Well, tonight's race has been sponsored in part by Affordable SEO. If you're looking to get the best service and a unique sorry, folks, we're kind of messing that up a little bit. Alright, tonight's race brought to you by Affordable SEO. Marketing, outrank your competition online today at an affordable price. Look into Affordable SEO today for more information. Alright guys, well, we're getting them all situated out here. Getting everybody back up on the ramps and back on the track here. We'll go ahead and have a little fun here, though. Let's give you a little track tech talk and some history on this track here tonight. So as I mentioned before, the drivers here tonight are at Fort Worth, Texas, here on Texas Motor Speedway. A 1.5 mile long track with those bankings about 20 degrees in turn 1 and 2, 24 degrees in turn 3 and 4. What does that mean? Well, it means turn 1 and 2, you can take it a little higher and actually get more momentum onto the bottom and apex it there. But as you saw earlier, you got to be careful how low you get to the bottom. And then with turn 3 and 4, you more or less want to hold that bottom as tight as you can, more than you do with the high line on 1 and 2. So that's where it's going to really matter for them in that case, and these 5 degree straightaways that they're right now on in the back stretch. Front stretch is total about 2,250 feet long, back stretch about 1,330 feet long. And that really is your track tech talk here for the night. We'll go more into history and the fun facts here later on, but first I think these guys want to get to racing here and try to finally get that race win they've been all looking for. Some of these guys have been battling and dealing with some heartaches and pains over the course of the season, and definitely has shown. But now, as the green flag gets ready to come out, they line them up, getting into position, looking for the draft. Green flag's high in the air. Wilson leads it. Matty Watkins immediately going to go up there and try challenging him. Here he works him on down now out of turn 1. They'll go on into turn 2 here. Brian W. Wiggins now in the 5 will have a little bit of a challenge there in the number 42 machine of Kyle Milliken. Milliken will challenge him up here as they work him on down now out of turn 2. Here comes Milliken to the outside, down low to the backstretch he goes, hits it down turn 3. Here he goes to 4. Swings it right on down the bottom. We talked about it just a minute ago. The bottom line's key. If you can find a way around, that's where the gold is. And speaking of gold, here comes that 99 of Matty Watkins. Watkins getting the draft, working them on in the side-by-side battle. They go down low out of turn 1. They'll go to turn 2. Here comes Watkins. Watkins holds his position, but he's got to be careful on how he exits. He manages to hold it on, unlike Tyler Hunt that time by. Work him on down in the back straight away they go now. Matty Watkins has the race lead. Wilson will try to challenge, but Watkins, you know he'll defend when he has to. Work them on down now. You can see, though, Wilson getting a better run off that bottom line. Now they will go side by side down to turn 1, going to turn 2. Here comes that field 53. Works them on in now, gets some serious momentum built up, gets around that 99 of Watkins. Early on, it seems to be these two are going to go out of here for a while with 167 laps on the line here. This is definitely going to be something I got to believe. If they can keep this up, they'll burn their tires up, but man, will it be a show. Still, no one giving an inch there. You can see Watkins trying to get the draft back, trying to get back up there with Wilson. Wilson, though, he's clever. He knows what he's trying to do. He's going to try to hold his own and keep that bottom line away from him getting around and try to keep his momentum there. Meanwhile, back in the back of the pack, Tyler Hunt, man, he was in the back. Now he's fighting back. He's on the hunt, if you will. Here comes Tyler. Works him on the inside now. BB Racing's Harley Bartlett. Byron Bartlett. Why do I keep saying Harley? Byron Bartlett. I'm just going to, that is his new nickname now, I guess. But BB Racing's Byron Bartlett now works the outside. He's trying to get the inside line away from Tyler Hunt. Tyler trying to hold his own, trying to hold his position there. He's going to get him there on the bottom of turn 1 into 2. Down the back straightaway they go. Bartlett was trying to get something going there and trying to hold his own, but he couldn't quite get it stabilized there. Now Mark Sikosi going to try to get something going there in the affordable SEO number 8 machine. They'll bring it on in now. That 19 machine now has company. They'll bring him on down the front straightaway here on this unique shaped oval. The 19 though, Frank Edwards, trying to make up for some hard times earlier. Whoa, you're not going to get there though, man. You got to be careful on that apron. We saw what happened to the other drivers earlier. You don't want to start there. Working on down now. You can see Kokosi going to try to make a maneuver down low out of turn 3 going at 4. You can see the bobble there out of the 19. He'll lose it. Edwards gives it up. Sikosi now takes over. Now we have a new runner in the 7th slot. Sikosi has overtaken that position here. As you get a good look at the drivers right now on the field and on the track, Tyler Hunt is a good chunk away from your race leaders. Meanwhile, your race leaders are Wilson and Watkins battling it out here for the lead. Wilson bringing it down low now out of turn 3 going into turn 4 here. On those 24-degree turns, the bottom line's key, and they seem to be hitting their marks. You got a new race leader with Watkins taking it over again. Work them on in now down turn 1. They'll go into turn 2 here. Watkins trying to hold his own, trying to maintain position. Wilson trying to get a run there, maybe trying to get some positioning going. Not quite able to find the rhythm section yet. He's going to try though. He'll try to get the bottom line away from Watkins. We've seen this before at Charlotte, especially, where you run the bottom for so long. Unless you had a serious grip to that bottom and you set that car perfectly, you always struggle to keep your lines consistent at the same time, and eventually you'll bobble. And when that bobble comes, you open the door up. With these ARCA cars, you're not going to see them really bobble as much more as you're going to see them try not to touch one another, because if you touch each other on this track, well, let's just say you'd rather be in prison right now, because that's pretty much where you'll go. It'll hurt like heck as they work them on down out of turn 4 here. Sikosi starting to make a huge charge. Here comes that affordable SEO trying to give a little hand to Wiggins. Wiggins now goes the inside there of Bartlett. Byron Bartlett trying to hold off Brian W. Wiggins. Wiggins says, no sir, I'm going in. Takes the inside line away, gets his spot back. He's now worked his way on up. That is the battle for 5th at the moment between Wiggins and Sikosi. Sikosi trying to work him on in, down out of turn 3. They'll go to turn 4. Sikosi trying to get some momentum, boost it up more, trying to get the build up, trying to get something to work. He's using the draft to the most effective abilities, and it seems to be working here. These custom cars have been set for all that it's worth and set to its strongest performances. I talked to Sikosi earlier today. He told me earlier, man, this thing feels great. This car feels amazing. I want it to stay that way the entire race. Well, earlier, he bobbled earlier and it cost him his lead. But right now, he's starting to make a monkey out of me, because he's starting to really show up on his performance here. Tyler Hunt, out of that little disaster hiccup earlier, seems to be getting everything situated out and figured out here. Meanwhile, back up front here, you can see the battle going on between that 53 and that 99 there. Those two still not giving up on each other. If memory serves me, it was back at the Milwaukee Mile, the first time we ever brought to the Old School League. I believe we had ourselves a battle for the 2nd slot for almost the entire race between Wiggins, Watkins, Milliken, and I believe, correct me if I'm wrong later on, boys, but I think also we had Bartlett in there as well, and Hunt was dominating most of it. Now, this is the complete opposite right now. We're seeing a change. Hunt has been pushed back, and he's further back than anyone else right now, which is causing a big ripple effect for these drivers right now, figuring out what's going to be the pit strategy then. This being a long run setup, you got to believe the pit strategy is going to come into play when they need it most. all spots matter, all lines matter. They've got to figure out how they want to attack this track. And right now I can say they're doing a pretty good job handling that part of it. Not a lot of battles going on right now between the drivers. You can just get a good look at the field going on as they work them on in. Bartlett's got a pretty good positioning over that 25 there of Kruger, but Kruger is not to be denied here. He's going to try to catch up for the 77 and take over for 7th. This is interesting, though. You can see Bartlett, he's not getting as close to the wall as Kruger is. I'm wondering if maybe that is just something he's just trying to test out, or maybe he's just trying to stay away from getting too close and bumping it like you saw earlier with Hunt. And here comes that 25 now. He works him on in. So we're on board here with Mr. 25. Side by side they went, side by side they go. Makes the move around at Bartlett, and Kruger overtakes him. Kruger giving it everything he can there, and it seemed to work quite well, but how much of those tires did he burn up just doing that? If you remember what I said earlier, this track will burn your tires up quicker than you know it, as Brian W. Wiggins right now is falling further and further in the back after that huge run momentum boost he had. So is Sikosi right now as well, trying to keep some positioning alive here and trying to get some momentum built up in that affordable SEO number 8. Meanwhile, still battle for the lead here between those two drivers. Watkins has kept the lead for about 5 or so laps over Wilson now. But Wilson, you know what he'll do. He's not going to let up that easily. I got to believe right now he's backing off on the throttle, just kind of getting everything situated out so he can get a better run for later. Tire saving is crucial, so is gas saving. Let's go on board here with Mr. Wilson. I want you to take a close look right here. Watch where he holds his line and look at how loose that car gets. Watch this. You pay very close attention to that, folks. You can see it's very similar to what they do at Charlotte a while back when we showed you on mini-series here. It's pretty much the same exact formula, but the difference is that you want to try to get a better run off the bottom and trying to bank it in better. So when you see a lot of these guys, you're going to see them really trying to maintain position and make their mark when they need to. And that really seems to be the key factor right now for these drivers. Working them on in now, though. You can see Wilson still trying to hold his own here, still trying to keep his positioning up here. Meanwhile, now look at this. Tyler Hunt, he's got some company here in that 42 machine of Kyle Milliken. Milliken getting that Martini 42, a little bit of a boost here and trying to get some momentum built up. We'll see if that comes into play here. You can see how much of a draft, though, that is coming between there of the 42 and the 20. Currently, right now, they work one down the front straightaway here at 42 of Milliken, trying to dethrone and maybe take on, I would say, probably the top tier driver that everybody's out to beat when it comes to this series, Tyler Hunt. Not sure what it is with that man, but he just seems to figure out how to get a serious momentum boost and serious momentum key when he's out on that track. He's set up some strong setups before. He has admitted to me before he does get a hand or two every now and then, but he said flat out, man, when these setups are done right, they're done to perfection. And that's exactly right now what you're seeing. Absolutely perfected the ability and where he's at right now on this track, continuing to keep the momentum alive. Whoa, as I say that, I might have jinxed him a little bit. He tagged the wall there on the backstretch. That's the second time he's done it. Thankfully this time, though, it wasn't where he got loose off that. Hunt is okay, but man, he took a serious little noggin knocker there. That could have been disastrous to say the least here. Work them on in. They're all chasing down that driver right there. Matty Watkins, that 99 machine. Hopping over in the chat real quick, just say hello to you guys. Got Bill DeHaan in here saying hello, y'all, and as well as saying let's go Dustin. Well, right now Dustin's got some work to do, but he's hanging in there, guys. Taylor Kruger, I gotta believe related to James Kruger, rooting on the old 25 right now. He's battling his way back up here. See if we can show you where he's at exactly. There he is. He's actually going to do battle with Brian W. Wiggins here. They work him on down out at turn 2 here. Wiggins trying to keep his momentum there and trying to keep what he can there, but Kruger looks like he got a little bobble there, got a little loose. You saw that right side kind of turn in a little more. That's the way they angle him out and the way they shape him in coming out of the exit. So it's really crucial to make sure they don't over throttle it off exit without the right stability. Katie Hook went in here with us tonight, rode on that #1 machine. I believe that's Dustin Holsworth, and right now he's doing all right. He's keeping his own here, guys. Billy Hunt, we did miss you too, buddy. And then John Felpottle joining us here. It's good to hear from the throttle as usual. Meanwhile, back on the track here. Work them on in. You got that 25 of Kruger doing battle with Wiggins for the 6th slot. Close look at how much dirt and grime's already on that 25 there. Oh, but the caution's coming out. Wait a minute. Caution is out. Yellow, 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 and we've got one down on the inside there, in the infield, the back stretch, turn 3. That's the #1 of Holsworth, unfortunately. That old Chevrolet #1, serious damage on that machine. We're going to know the PTM instant replay to find out more what happened exactly there. All right, looks like a little bit of contact was actually made there. And we'll show you what we mean there in just a minute. Watch carefully here. Here comes that 9 machine. We'll see what the 9 here does. Justin Cope trying to make some time up for earlier when Hunt got into him. Takes it down low. And looks like maybe Cope drove up and it looked like the 1 unfortunately kind of came down trying to save it. Hard to tell from that angle, but nonetheless, unfortunately, Dustin taking a serious hit, little lick in there. Dustin Holsworth is okay though. We're getting word from the drivers. He was all right. He's a little bit beaten and bruised up a little bit. We're going to go on board here and see exactly what happened here. You're going to see Justin Cope as he comes in here. He's going to come into frame on the inside here. Just watch carefully as they come on in. What? Right there you can hear it. Holsworth backed off. He got loose, and unfortunately he was not able to save it. And when you're not able to save it like that, it's gonna spin your tires more, and you don't have any grip. So once you try to lighten up and then force it on, that's just gonna send your car for a bigger loop than you want it to. And that's unfortunately what happened to Mr. Holsworth. Well, guys, they're all chasing down that pace car there. The lonely pace car just running away and taking his time as usual. Matty Watkins, though, is coming on out finally. He'll have Nicholson right behind him here. And he'll have Tyler Hunt as well in the hunt. So now this could get interesting here. Nicholas Wilson, Tyler Hunt, Matty Watkins. Your top 3 at the moment. That 1 machine of Dustin Holsworth will be put in the back. Because the caution came out, he will be sent to the back, although the car is okay, it seems like. Great crowd on here tonight. Thanks again for tuning on in. Folks, be sure to like, share, and subscribe us up here on YouTube, and follow us up at Twitter at LeapPTM or PTM Racing TV, as well as like us and follow us here on Facebook to get the latest coverage and information and see if maybe we can get your league presented on this show and this broadcasting center. And don't worry, folks, we're still working on the overlays right now. I know we still got that old simracingapps.com on up, but I can tell you right now, as soon as we get that bunker cleared out, we're going to give you something new and something that you all want to see so bad. So, but for now, it's not that bad. All right, well, working them on in now. We're currently 1/4 away there. Nicholas Wilson currently 2nd slot, 1st slot still. Matty Watkins. And that 99 MWD SGK, I believe that's what it says. The MWGS, we're just gonna call it the MWD. We gotta ask him what that stands for, and I'm kind of curious. Someone in the chat, actually, if you can figure out what MWD stands for, please let me know. We'll pay attention in the chat here. nonetheless, Matty Watkins right now, your race leader, he's led a pretty good portion of it, holding off Nicholas Wilson for quite some time here. That's pretty hard to do, considering situation build-up and all that, as the one to go has now finally come on out. The drivers last week were in Bristol Motor Speedway. Unfortunately, we weren't able to get the cameras over there due to that little hiccup and storm that ended up throwing us into the bunker. So we're currently working them on in now to try to get as much footage and coverage as we can for these guys, because they deserve all of it, as well as all of our other leagues that we present and represent on here on PTM Racing TV. The affordable SEO of Mark Sikosi, man. You want to talk about someone who worked his way from the front and got put in the back. He's trying to travel from the outhouse to the White House here. He's looking to get some revenge here. We'll see how it all plays out there. You can see the drivers getting lined up and ready for position here. All drivers in formation, trying to get ready. Bring him on back around now. We'll go out of turn 4 this time by. You know what we'd like to do here. We'd like to put the pedal to the metal and tell that pace car, get out of our way. Out of turn 4, green flag coming out this time by. And they're off. Matty Watkins with the immediate start will get a good jump. But will that be enough to hold off Wilson off the start? Working him on down the front stretch. We'll take it to turn 1. We'll take it down to turn 2. This is where everything starts to play into key factor zone. It's going to be a drag race here for Sikosi, because he's going to try to make his way around Tyler Hunt. No forgiveness from Hunt here. He'll give you everything he's got and then some when he needs to. But we'll work him on down to turn 3 and 4. Sikosi ain't no pushover. He'll give you something when he needs to. Working them on in now. You got the 42 right behind him there. Here comes Milliken. Milliken now trying to get some momentum built up. He'll work them on down out of turn 1. They go back into turn 2. Milliken in the Hunt trying to get something working on in here. Hunt trying to hold off that line. He seems to be struggling really bad though out of turn 2. It may be a little bit of some sway, maybe a little bit of sway there where he's actually getting he's getting too far into it, and that car is just getting too loose off that. But it's hard to tell sometimes with these cars because they can react differently. As Milliken now in the 42, Martini makes his work around on the front stretch down to turn 1. Side by side they go now. Milliken works them on in around Sikosi. They work him on in and Sikosi loses another spot and gives up his 4th slot to Milliken. Milliken now, he looks to challenge that Home Depot PTM Racing TV number 20. It's Tyler Hunt. They work him on down now. Into turn 3 going to 4. The Martini 42 going to give it everything he can here. Milliken trying to push his limit, trying to put the pedal to the metal, and right now he's doing just that. But wait a minute, the caution's out. We've got a yellow. Oh, holy smokes, that's some serious trouble going on there. Serious damage there up on Castelli, I believe. We'll go to the EST replay and find out what happened to Mr. Castelli. David Lowe looks like he just got sideways and jumped all around the place. Here's the replay here for you, folks. Watch carefully here. The 19 of Frank Edwards looks like he's going to make some contact with him here. Works him on down turn 1. A bobble. Edwards sees the opening. Castelli moves back. Bobble. Loose. Both are actually loose. Castelli able to save it. Edwards actually did not touch. Oh. I thought he might have touched him there, or the holes were, but it turns out actually he was just on his own there. So it looks like serious trouble there for Castelli, unfortunately. We'll go back to the replay and show you what it was like when he got loose there and what exactly he was dealing with when he got into troublesome territory. On-board replay here. You can already see he was loose. The car was shaking around and bobbled up really bad. That could be a lot of things, but I think what it might have been is that his sway got too loose and the tires might not have had enough grip in there to maintain position and save it. And unfortunately, that got him into troublesome territory, which will now allow for another position change. He's going to drive the hood up. Castelli, just a heads up, you're supposed to have the hood down when you're on the track, sir. He'll be okay. As long as he doesn't run into that pace car there, he'll be alright. Nonetheless, work him on down, get him all straightened out and ready to go for some more green flag racing here in just a little bit. And I have just had confirmation and received word right now. I can now officially say we have over 1,000 people following us here on PTM Racing TV. You know, numbers don't matter to me, but for all the support y'all bring, that honestly is something special. So thank you from the bottom of our hearts. Head on down to the chat, see what we got here going on. Still a lot of love for Kruger, for Justin, and the one. A lot of loves from everybody here, and a lot of great supporters always tuned in here for these guys. It's so good to have fans out here and have fans on the circuit, as well as these drivers out on the track, because they always can seem to put on a great show out there. And looks like Holsworth actually decided he was going to go outside and opt out, but now he's going in. So that will give the front runner back up to Watkins. Watkins will be a race leader, with the 53 as well right behind him, Nicholas Wilson. And then Tyler Hunt with Milliken now overtaking Sikosi in that 4th slot. So that may be the changing of the guard, if you will, that Sikosi may have wanted there. He might have been actually waiting for a caution to kind of come out so he can get the tires to relax a little bit before he has to really push them harder here. Nonetheless, we'll definitely see how it all plays out here. And real quick in the chat, if you want to chat up this time, I can actually read your comments. So go ahead and chat up if you'd like. Don't worry, we won't bite. Nonetheless, folks, get them on down. 1/4, past the 4th away there. We're almost at the 3rd mark. And speaking of a 3rd mark, why don't we go ahead and take a look at a history for us in here about Texas Motor Speedway. So this quad oval design was created similarly to how Charlotte and Atlanta is on the series from tracks ran in NASCAR history. However, the track actually didn't break ground until much later than most of the tracks that we always talk about here on the series. And that track itself was created in April 11th of 1995 when it broke ground for the first time and opened up in February 29th of 1996. Many drivers have visited this track and visited its very tight bankings and its hard runaways, only to have great success or tremendous failures. But it seems like no matter what you do on this track, there's always 2 lines to hit and 2 ways to go about it. Very similar to other tracks we've seen on here before. And of course the construction cost here actually was a mighty $250 million back in 1995. That's about $325 million today if I counted my numbers right. Numerous series have ran on Texas Motor Speedway. The mainstays are generally the Cup, Xfinity, trucks, and then of course those ARCA cars we see right here tonight. But however, we have had the Wheel and Modified series and other series raced on this track before. So just that is a little fun teaser there. We'll get into the fun facts later on, because right now I'm getting word in the radio that these guys are tired of hearing me talk about fun facts. They want me to call the action. My response is, well, boys, you better put on a show, because we're ready to go green flag racing this next time by. We'll see how it all comes down now. We're coming on down out of turn 4. Pace car is off. We tell the Mustang to get off the track. And there's the green flag. Here we go. Watkins off the jump. He'll get his run on their start. Wilson following right behind there. They work him on down the front stretch. They'll head to turn 1. And Wilson trying to do the same thing Watkins is doing to try to get his draft back. Meanwhile, Hunt, he's got some company there. Here comes Milliken down to the right behind him here, chasing down his tail here. Work him on in now. They work him on down turn 3. They go into turn 4. Milliken sees what Hunt's trying to do. Hunt knows what he has to do to hold Milliken off, but he also needs to try to find a way to get the momentum boost to get up to Wilson. If they battle too hard, though, that can send up for some trouble. We saw Hunt get loose earlier. It's not like lightning can't strike twice around here. We're on Texas, for crying out loud. Tyler trying to get some serious momentum built up. Works them on down the back straightaway. Here we go. Whoa, a little bit of a loose positioning there as a 19 of Frank Edwards. A little bit all over the place. A little shaky, if you will. Oh, you can see him getting pretty loose there out of that turn there. Here comes the 25 of Kruger. Kruger on the inside there. Works him on down out of turn 4. He makes the pass around Edwards. Edwards opened the door wide open, and like a bad house guest, Kruger said, oh, don't mind if I do. And he decided to stick around a little longer than probably Edwards wanted. Now here comes Holdsworth. He's going to try to make his maneuver and try to make his position back up to the front. He's going to try to get his 2 laps back. But he's got Castelli right behind him, and he's got a few other drivers in the name of Art Milne right behind him as well there as they work him on down. Art Milne doing a little bit of a battle here with that 9 machine of Cope. Justin Cope trying to get some time back. He's currently in the 9th slot, but fall back in the pack because he had a little bit of troublesome in the pit area. Work them on around now. They come by around. Here they come. They're all chasing down that man right there. Matty Watkins in the 99 BWD machine. He works them on in. Right behind him, though, is a murder's row of drivers. Tyler Hunt not too far behind. Wilson is gaining ground and making up time. He's got to try to find a draft partner, though, to get him back up, because it looks like now he's actually starting to lose a little bit of momentum in those turns compared to where Watkins is absolutely crushing it. Hunt, though, he is the one being hunted. Milliken and the Martini 42 works them on in now. They'll work them on down turn 3. They'll go into turn 4 here. It's down to the low. Milliken trying to get some momentum build up, trying to get something to work. He can't quite get it there just yet, but he'll try to make up the lost ground in time later. You can see that these two are going at it here for all it's worth and for everything they can. Here comes Milligan off the draft. Can he get the inside line away from Hunt off turn 2? No, not yet. Tyler is on a manhunt, and he is currently working him on in, trying to get up to Wilson there, but he's got Milliken right behind him here. He's got a double whammy right in front and the back. He's got to figure something out here because he's not getting enough ground and time made up. Watkins is getting further and further away from the field. He's almost a second and a half away from Wilson here. You can see the momentum and the boost there that's coming off of Hunt's off those exits. It seems as though he's getting a much better entry, in my opinion, compared to Wilkin. Milliken, though, he'll do what he can here as they work him on down out of turn 4. Milliken now trying to get that inside line to work here, trying to get some positioning made up. Sakosi right behind them all. And meanwhile, Brian W. Wiggins in that tied machine number 5 got BB Racing's Byron Bartlett. Byron, don't call him Harley Bartlett, and the 77 BB Racing machine works him on in. He's going to try to get some drafting going off of that 5 there. They're not quite able to get it there just yet, but they'll try to see how it all plays out down the stretch here as they work them on in. They're all chasing down that driver right there, though, the SWD Matty Watkins machine. Serious grass marks there. I'm not sure where that came from, but we'll have to check our replays later if we can find out more about that one. We now work them on in down out of turn 2 yet again. Hunt still trying to keep some momentum alive here, trying to build up something. He's been in the front half almost the entire season. He's your points leader right now. He's been the guy everybody wants to beat and everybody wants to take down. You could call him the Kyle Busch of old school, but the difference between him and Kyle Busch is at least he's old school and he can handle it. Wait, did I say that out loud? Well, nonetheless, working him back down out of turn 2 here. Hunt trying to hold off Milliken. Milliken giving everything he can here, trying to get around Hunt, but Hunt is not giving him an inch here. We're going to go on board here with Milliken. I want you to watch very carefully how close he's getting that draft to work and how hard he's hitting it here. And you can see what Hunt is trying to do. He's trying to hold that bottom line as far away from his can. But it's just not enough to keep Milliken off his tail end. One wrong move is all it takes, and Milliken will pass him. But so far, Hunt is doing a tremendous job holding that bottom line and holding his own here. Milliken will try to get something figured out as we work them on into the infield now. We'll get a good look at Mark Sakosi there in that 8 affordable SCO machine. Proud sponsor of this entire season. Proud sponsor of the series is all around here. They've definitely been a great hand to these drivers, a great hand for these folks. And again, if you want to get your affordable SCO, be sure to outrank your competition online today. Be sure to visit affordablesco.org for more information. As you see him working them on down now. Milliken still trying to get something going here. Still trying to push it up there and trying to get in there with that 20 machine. But Tyler is just not going to give him any room there. We're on the high cam. We're in the sky cam, actually. Gotta love it when you're in the blimp here, folks. You can see how close they are in position and how they are in times-wise, but they're just not quite able to get there yet off of the rebounds and the respots there when they come out of entries and exits. It's just not quite going there yet. I gotta believe that the tires are not burnt in to where they're gonna get a little looser, a little tighter. I gotta believe it's gonna take some time there, and then once it does, you might see a changing of the guard here. And speaking of that, look at Tyler, man. He's just trying to hold his line as good as he can while Milliken is just trying to give him everything it's worth here. These two have just been battling back and forth. Nobody seems to give an inch. It may seem like one-line racing, but I can tell you, being in that car and being on that track, holding your line where you're at right now and holding your line what you're doing, that is way easier said than done. And that's putting it nicely. Working them on in, though. Milliken will still try to get something going here. As we look back in the pack, now here comes Kruger. James Kruger in the 25 machine. Trying to get that old Dairy Products 25 up to the front here. He's going to work some on in down the 7th slot. Brian W. Wiggins quite a spot or two ahead of him. Meanwhile, Byron, don't call him Harley Bartlett, working the BB Racing 77 machine in. Trying to get some momentum built up and trying to get something going here. We're going on board here with Byron. Well, I think we just figured out a new camera trick we'll have to show you a little later. But right now, Byron Bartlett falling further and further behind. Kruger is getting some serious momentum off of those runs there, and you're really starting to take away his position. Meanwhile, Brian W. Wiggins there, you can see how far he is in that 5th slot right now. He's trying to see what he can do there to catch up with Sikosi. But Sikosi right now is actually kind of holding his own there on that backstretch, kind of keeping his momentum alive here. I've got to say, if there was one driver I mentioned before we went off the air, was that Sikosi was one of those guys I felt as though you had to keep your eye on for a multitude of reasons, because you never know when he'll finally come out and get you. And now it seems as though he's finally found that momentum and found what he's been looking for this whole time. As we look back down now, Nicholas Wilson is falling further and further in the pack here. Tyler Hunt saving up his tires and getting ready for the big push. Now he's looking to get around Wilson here. They work him on down now to turn 3 going into 4. Tyler Hunt still on the hunt, trying to get up there with Wilson. Trying to get something going here. Work him on down now. Turn 1 back to turn 2. Milliken, though, he knows if he sees one bobble, one opening, he's going to do it. But here comes Tyler Hunt down the inside. He went out for a steak, came out for some food. He ended up coming back with some Texas steak and baked potato. He just seriously sent that one out. No burger and fries there for Hunt. He found a loaded Texas thigh steak and a big old baked potato. And he put some serious cheese on that one because he just iced that 53 of Wilson. Wilson just lost momentum and lost ground completely. And a tough break to say the least for him here. We're going to go to the instant replay and show you what exactly happened there with Wilson and how tight it got on that spot for him. I want you to take a close look at this one right here. See, he's already loose. He's loose right there. Loose right here. Here comes the pass. He just creeps up on you, creeps in on in. And you can see right there, Hunt just had him beat by a mile. And Milliken not too far behind, managing to get around him there. And now they follow back in line here. We'll continue on here as it looks like Art Milne is going in pit side there. Good to see all Art there. Ooh, looks like some damage there on Art. Tire is down there. I'm not sure what's going on there. Let's see if maybe we can get a replay on that. See if maybe he bashed the wall in or something. Oh yeah, it looks like he's got trouble here. Here's the replay. It's going to happen down on the backstretch here. Something sounds like it's getting ready to give there. I actually can hear some of the squeaks going on. Look, maybe like some of the lug nuts are starting to get a little loose or something not going right, but the tire was definitely burning in pretty bad. And Milne unfortunately goes right up in the wall, and that had no chance of survival there. Straight in and damaged it completely up. Like we said before here, folks, you can't burn those tires in too much. They'll send you for a serious troublesome zone when you least expect it. Work them on in back down now, though. We're almost at the halfway point. Don't tune out just yet, folks. We've got battles in every which way to Sunday, even though we're on Wednesday. It don't matter when you're playing here on P10 Racing TV, because every day is a fun day. Milliken right now to the inside, trying to get up there with Hunt. Hunt trying to make his escape. Trying to get a serious momentum boost, trying to get something going here. We'll see how it all plays out for him, though, because right now I think actually he is starting to make up a little ground on Watkins. Watkins seems to slow down just a hint, but it appears not, because Hunt is actually falling further behind yet again. Seems like these two just cannot figure out what to do, but this driver right here, Watkins, has it all figured out. Despite the fact you guys see those cars get hit loose and sway it to the right there, again, that's not the car getting loose. That's the track sending that car for a loop, if you will. Originally, as you come out of turn 4 or 2, there's a little ridge or a little hill, as we like to call it, and when your tires are spinning on that, it's very hard to master and control to keep it stabilized and steady. So what they're doing is that they're running them as smooth as they can off those exits without over throttling until they're up that hill. Watch very carefully. You see right there, that was the hill. He just went right up it and managed to smoothen the car out. And that's when he got back down on those 5-degree banking there. And that's when you really want to just hit your throttle as hard as you can. It's all about timing, and it's all about patience when you're running these cars. And that's the one thing that a lot of drivers and folks out there do not understand when they first start with these ARCA cars. They always think, well, it's just like the Cup cars. We'll get a lot more, just get a lot of speed going and they'll be fine. That's completely asinine and wrong, because the thing is, you have to remember, you have to hold your spot, hold your line, and make sure you learn good throttle rhythm and control, or you're going to start spinning out, or you're going to send it up to the wall like some other drivers have done today. Nonetheless, right now, that Tyler Hunt in the 20 Home Depot machine right now is currently still in it here. He's still getting up there. Actually, he's made up a lot of ground and time here. I think Milliken and him might be teaming up here a little bit to get some momentum to catch up to Watkins. And if that's the case, you know Watkins is going to be in for a treat. We'll see how it all plays out, though, as they work him on in. Currently right now you got a battle here between Kruger and Sikosi. Sikosi having a little bit of trouble there trying to keep Kruger off the bottom there, but he's going to work him on in, and Kruger makes the pass. Kruger has now overtaken for 6th here as they work him on in. Right now, down low they go. Sikosi trying to get the affordable STO, some serious momentum boost, if you will. But nothing seems to be doing the trick at the moment, other than what he's dealing with right now in that car. Work them on in. You can see just how far these guys are separated out and spread apart here, other than the two front runners, which you can actually get a good glimpse right now on how far and close they are right now. This is definitely something here. If they can keep the draft working and keep the momentum boot alive there, I believe Hunt and Milliken are going to make a serious momentum boost, and that's where it's going to get interesting for this one here. Watch carefully and watch how this all plays out here. This could get very dangerous. At the same time, it could get very interesting. Great overhead view of the camera work here tonight from the crews here to working with us. Can't thank them enough for all they've done here. In the chat, we got Bill DeHaan. You do a great job. I hope you're talking about the drivers there, bud, not me. And of course, Chantel giving the old checker flag there in the chat. Well, not quite that time yet there, Miss Pottles, but it's all right. nonetheless, back out on here. We have now finally initiated the halfway marker here. And at the halfway point here, the story has been the lead changes early. They're coming quick, they're coming far. But it seems to be now Hunt and Milliken have finally found something and now have burnt their tires in just enough to where they can catch up to Watkins, because Watkins has been overdriving it appears. Works him on down the front straightaway. They'll work him on in turn one. Watkins trying to hold his own. Hunt right in the battle here. He works him on down now, turn one. Back into turn two they go. Hunt now looking for an opening. Hunt goes to the inside. Watch this slide right here, though, folks. Coming down to the back straightaway here. Come down into turn three. Hunt makes the slide down low, brings it on in. Time, patience, and consistency. That's why he's won so much. Tyler Hunt has overtaken for the lead. Milliken's not too far behind them, though. He's going to try to catch back up and make him pay for leaving him in the dust. Milliken looking up to open up his racing Bible to Excel Chronicles versus 19. The coronavirus is a pain in the butt. Trust in the power of speed, and you'll run them up. Look at this, Milliken. Makes a huge move and a huge pass there. Hunt is down low. He got seriously loose on the backstretch. Holy smokes, that was not what you expected out of Hunt, but it happened right there and then. Tyler Hunt is trying to hold his own, trying to get some serious connection here to get back on the track, but Milliken has now overtaken for the race lead. I don't even know what happened to Hunt there. That was some serious trouble there for him on his end, and he's still getting loose off turn two. Oh, look, don't now. Here goes Watkins now. Watkins, we were going to go to the replay and take a look at what happened with Hunt, but Hunt right now has got a battle here with Watkins. Watkins going down low, trying to hold his own. Side by side, they take it down from turn four to the front stretch. How many times have we seen this before? They'll battle on the side-by-side zone on the front stretch to turn one, and whoever has the bottom generally has a better run. But Hunt says otherwise. He says, screw that, I'm going for it all. Goes down low, trying to make it around Watkins. Watkins defends. Watkins sees him. Watkins knows he can't give it up here. He's got to hold his own. The BW machine is holding its everything he can here, trying to keep him on in. Tyler Hunt still in the hunt. Works him on in. Now we're still side by side here down the front straight. Away we go. Wow, you got to believe there was some serious momentum and serious hit marks right there on these drivers here. And Hunt not giving an inch to Watkins. Watkins not giving an inch back. But Hunt now trying to get that inside line back away from him, trying to get the second slot. But the more these two keep fighting, the more they're just going to let that driver right there in front of him, Milliken, just keep on running away from him. Side by side yet again. Can Hunt get the run this time? He'll send it on halfway in. He gets that front to the rear. Now he gets it halfway. He's got the momentum. He'll boost it on straight down to the bottom. Can he hold it, though? You can see Watkins bringing it low. He's waiting for Hunt to make the bobble. He knows it can happen. Hunt's been making that bobble on turn two all day long. He said, I'm getting word from his crew chief that he said the car is not right on turn two. I don't know what we did wrong with it, but something's not right. I can feel the right rear getting a hit loose, and it's oversteering, and it's starting to rotate too hard off that exit. I need something better here, guys. So we may see a pit adjustment later on right now, but so far this seems to be the difference maker, as Brian W. Wiggins still battling it out here and got some serious competition right behind him. That's James Kruger in the 25 machine right behind him. Kruger works him on in, trying to get some momentum, build it up. Let's go on board with Mr. Kruger. Kruger opening the door wide open there. He just left a serious gap there for Wilson, but Wilson right now is trying to get his lap back and time back. He's on a rail right now. He's flooring this one to the end here. Serious momentum built up. Serious momentum done everything here. Everybody giving their all, trying to get something going here. Wiggins, though, has now overtaken for third here. Tyler Hunt and Milliken. Looks like actually Hunt is in pit side right now. So is Watkins. Watkins will bring it on out. Milliken staying out here. Got the cameraman, didn't even know where he was going. He was swinging that thing left and right over there. Nonetheless, though, you can see how much of a run Milliken has got there going on for him. Works him on down now, out of front 4, down to the pit side area. And that will give the race lead now to Brian W. Wiggins. He will hold the lead. But does he have enough time to stay ahead of everybody and keep that position away? Because right behind him, here comes Watkins. He's got a full steam coming his way. We're on board here. He's going to try to take the inside line now. Here they come down out of the back straightaway they go. Watkins makes his pass, gets his lap back. He makes it around Wiggins. No problem at all for him. Wiggins doesn't need a fight, though. He needs to just stay focused and remember what's key right now, and that's staying alive and staying in good contention, good position, and stay out of trouble. He's got Tyler Hunt right behind him as well, trying to get his lap back. Everybody from Hunt and on back is currently a lap down at the moment. Milliken's going to come on out right before Wiggins gets up to him. 3 wide, they go down the back straightaway. 3 wide, they held it there for a minute. Hunt had to get around somehow. Wiggins, man, he got some serious momentum there, but Milliken was just trying to stay out of trouble, and instead he about found himself in trouble, but there he did a great job, and that just shows you the level of dedication and commitment these drivers have to fixing these setups and making them up to their liking. But wait a minute, yellow, 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 yellow. What on earth happened here? We're trying to find it happen. I think that might have been Edwards. Whoa, there goes the hood of Edwards. Frank Edwards, something not going right in that 19 machine. Well, I think you know what we got to do at this point. We're going to the PTM instant replay and find out what happened here. This is something not going right for him here. Hard to believe we were doing so good on a green flag finish here. Oh, right there. Tag the bottom, and you know what that means. Ain't nowhere to go, my man. That 19 Chevrolet, whoa, look at that. Bartlett just had to jump straight down. So did Justin Cope, man. They went so far down low, you would have thought there was some apple bottom jeans on the flow. We'll go on board here with Frank and see exactly what was the culprit here and what happened. Besides, other than the fact that he got it loose there. I want you guys to take a very close look at where he's at right now. A little bit low. Trying to save it. And that car is spinning around, and let's just say it's not very far you can go here. Whoa. Whoa, holy smokes. We just brought back on the camera here. Holsworth and Edwards just got into it here. Holsworth got serious damage on the front end, and Edwards got more damage on there. I'm not sure where that came from, but we're going to go to the replay and find out for what happened. That was on the caution flag here. I don't know what happened there. There's the replay here. Let's take a look. I'm thinking maybe something happened with Edwards there. He might have lost control. And when you lose steering in those things, it's hard to master. It's hard to get it back. Oh, man. Edwards, man, he just took a serious lick and a serious hit on Holsworth there. We're going to go back to the replay and show you guys exactly the full coverage of this. But you can see right now, I told you guys earlier, you don't drive with your hoods up. Well, that's why. Edwards, he got really hard off that exit, went right in the wall, and bam! Took it completely off, and Holsworth had nowhere to go. Both drivers will have to get that fixed up and cleaned up quick, but the Wrangler Chevrolet of Edwards, a lot worse for wear than Holsworth. Holsworth and that number 1 Chevrolet is going to have something to figure out here. I believe he still has the instant repair ready in his arsenal. But that's definitely going to be interesting to see here what exactly is going to come of that. Nonetheless, bring him on around, and it looks like everyone went in pit side there except for your 2 guys right there, Art Milne and Holsworth. But you can hear Holsworth, man, there's something wrong with that car. Look at the right front. That thing is lifted off the ground. It's got some serious damage on the front end there. Yeah, that hood's about ready to pop up. Any more damage to that, you're going to blow the motor on that one completely. Now, I believe if you're going off points right now, Watkins will have the race lead this time by. Milliken actually will overtake for second. And Sikosi is going to get the third slot. And Brian W. Wiggins, I believe he's already been inside pit road, so he will have a fresh set of tires and a squeeze of gas in there. Some fresh gas, always good to have. And Holsworth finally is going down pit side. I believe this will be the one to go this next time by. Real quick though, before we do get to that, because I got a feeling we're going to have another really long green flag run here. Let's go ahead and give you a little let's go ahead and give you a little fun facts about this one. Now, I want you all to remember something here. Y'all ever hear that phrase, remember the Alamo? You wonder where that came from? Well, that phrase was the result from when Texas defenders fell to the Mexican General Santa Anna in San Antonio, creating the phrase that we know today. This was during a really late period in the times of civil archery and all the wars that were going on. And to this day, people say that to keep in mind the men and women involved in all that and all the issues there. And then here's some rapid fire facts for you just for fun. Did you know Texas is actually larger than any Western European country, or that 3 of North America's 10 largest cities are located in Texas? Those are Houston at number 4, San Antonio at number 7, and Dallas at number 9. And that's really all the fun facts we got for you guys here tonight. So thanks again to everyone that tuned on in. Now it's time to get back to racing here. We've got about 67 laps remaining on this one here. Watch that green flag restart. Off the turn 4, front stretch we go. 67 to go. Here we go. Off that line, Watkins immediately with the jump, with the run. Milliken, he will chase him. Sikosi not far behind. Sikosi has yet to get a podium finish this entire season. If he's going to do it, he's going to do it here tonight. This is the time to do it for him. He needs to stay focused and hit his marks and keep on his position to the best of his abilities when he can. We'll see how that plays out for him. In the back of the pack. Oh, Hunt! He's in the wall yet again. This time's out of turn 4. But Nicholas Wilson, he's working them on in. He's now overtaken for 4th round Brian W. Wiggins. Wiggins trying to hold his own there. Tyler Hunt, a little hard off turn 2, into the wall, side zaps it. Right behind, here comes Cope now to do battle with Bartlett. Bartlett to the outside, Cope to the inside. Bartlett gives up room to the inside. He's going up high, he loses momentum. Back to blue, number 9 of Justin Cope has now overtaken for his position. He's trying to get some momentum back and trying to get all the time he can back from earlier. But he's got a murderer's row to catch up to right now. He is not looking too hard on that. Oh, I say that right now. He's in the 7th slot with this one here. Whoa, a little bit of smoke coming on out there. All drivers seem to be okay here. Cove looking to the inside of Hunt. Bartlett trying to get the inside line back of him. These guys going back and forth right now. This is some serious battling in between. You're on board here with Bartlett. Works that inside line. Cope. Whoa, bobble by Cope, but the back to blue holds his own. Oh, Bartlett says otherwise. He's going around him now. Down out of the back straight away they go. Great camera work and field work there. The first time we've been able to use that camera. I really like that one actually, but nonetheless, these guys definitely worked them on in now to turn 3, going into turn 4 here. James Kruger now finally getting back into the hunt here. He's going to go up there with Bartlett. He's in the 8th slot right now, running him up here. They continue on. Tyler Hunt is farly lost a lot of ground in position up there because Wilson made a huge pass, but I got to believe Hunt, I have to think, is probably saving up tires yet again and waiting for a long run here. If he is, smart strategy on his end, but if a caution comes out, that can play more in the favor of the gentleman right in front of him, that being Wiggins, Sikosi, Wilson, Milliken, and Watkins. That definitely seems to be the case right now because those guys are battling it for all it's worth, trying to get some momentum built up. Working them on down now the back straightaway they go. Will Milliken, I should say. get something going here for Watkins, because Watkins, right at this point, has been dominant. He's been holding his own. He's been maintaining position this entire time, yet to really fall victim to any serious crimes or mishaps, and that's really been the key to his success here. Work them on down, no, out of turn one. We'll go back turn two here. Sikosi trying to hold off Wilson. Wilson to the outside. Here comes Nicholas Wilson down to the outside. They work him on in. Mark Sikosi trying to hold that bottom line, but Wilson seems to have some run on the high side. This is interesting. We've yet to see anybody truly test that high side, but it looks like Wilson did it there. But Sikosi said otherwise. He said, forget about that. I'm still keeping my line here, boy. Work them on down now the front stretch. To turn one we go. Down low, we bring it on in. You can see the run that the 53 is getting. 60 laps remain in this one. Nicholas now to the inside. Now trying to get some momentum, build back up. He'll work them on in around Sikosi. Side by side they go. The gap not too far in between. There's not much room to make a mistake in that Veal Dairy machine. Working it on in there. Here comes Wilson to the inside. Holds his own. Turn one tells the tale. I gotta believe that was a better run there for Wilson. Sikosi is still right there with him though. Neither driver seems to be giving an inch here as they work him on down the backstretch. Nicholas Wilson now your third runner. He's in the podium spot. He's in the hot seat, but he's got two drivers ahead of him still. And one of them just so happens to have been the most dominant driver right now on tonight's track. That being Matty Watkins. And Kyle Milliken currently just trying to hold his own, trying to stay away from burning too much rubber up. Back down the inside though, here comes Sikosi. Sikosi to the inside now, he'll work them side by side there as they work them on in. Here they come down out of turn three going to four. You can see there Wilson goes up high, gives him the room and gives him the momentum he's been looking for as they work them on down the front stretch. Nice maneuver by Sikosi, nice pass there as well. He's now taking back his third spot, but right behind him he's got Brian W. Wiggins and Wilson maintaining position and catching up. Whoa, a little bit of a bobble there out of Sikosi. He loses it out of the turn. Now the 53 is going to try to make some maneuvers here. Look at this now, the 3 wide salute initiated. They worked him on down the back straightaway. Wiggins trying to open up the door. 3 wide for the first time in the turns. Out of turn 4, Wiggins gets the better run, but look at this. Look at this. Wilson now makes the run to the inside. There's Sikosi almost making a serious pass. Daily double goes to Wiggins, but I got to give credit to Wilson. He just seriously ran a serious line. No! Contact's made. Wiggins spun out. Caution's out. That was a mouthful if I've ever said it on this channel before, but my goodness, these guys were back and forth to the end for that one. We're going to the replay once again, and we're going to show you just how bad that maneuver did them in. We're going to that 3 wide salute one more time. Want you to take a close look at this. Watch Wiggins. Look at this maneuver. He's got a run. He's got the momentum. Now he builds it. He holds his line. He maintains position. And that right there is key driving at its finest. But this is where everything went down for Hill from here. Watch carefully. Wilson now tries to make his move to the inside. Wiggins brings it back down low. Tries to defend. Got him in a little too close, and that tap was all it took. And unfortunately, that little spin got Wiggins when he least expected it. My question is, did that burn too much of the tires off? Because, I mean, even though you look at it the way you do, that 53 gave him a serious little noggin knocker, if you will. We're going to go on board here with Wilson and show you exactly where that key factor was there. Yeah, you can see right there. Got up to him. He's trying to get some momentum going. But he did not intend to spin him around. That was not his intention from the get-go, judging by how he backed off there. Wilson and Wiggins, great drivers in their own right, and unfortunately, just a racing incident got the better of them there. Both drivers A-okay though. Everything's okay on their end. They will bring them on back around, and get them all situated out. Man, oh man, guys, if you have not tuned into this one, you've missed some serious moments and serious runs that, in all honesty, a lot of people said you couldn't do on Texas. Well, I can tell you right now, these old school league boys just showed you how to do it, because they know how to kick it old school, and that's how it's all done, babe. Solid night of action, solid night of racing. Nobody leaving anything on the table. They're all giving it their heart, their soul. And that right there is why you always know how to put the pedal to the metal here, because you got to do it here and with nobody else. Now, I'll tell you one thing, guys. That one, these guys kind of left me out of breath there for a minute. I'm trying to catch my breath still after that one. It's hard to think that, you know, earlier today, I was running this track earlier, and this is a track we'll see again with these cars in due time. More on that later on, but if there's one thing that I know is that this track is not easy to handle, much less easy to make maneuvers on. We've watched it before in the Cup Series when they put those 750 horsepower beasts out on the track that it's hard to pass, much less hard to make a 3-wide scenario and actually make it work. But the thing is that when you're running on this track and you're running it as good as you can, there's not a lot of mistakes you can make and not a lot of breathing room when it comes to trying to find a line that you can stick to and keep hitting it on. As we said before, the middle and bottom are the only two lines to gain traction and keep your speed up. And that's where most of these drivers have been this entire time. But I will say this right now, if the change comes, I would say Watkins on this restart needs a good start, because Hunt is not going to give him any breathing room. Hunt will be there. Whoa. And Watkins slowing down a little bit, maybe letting Hunt know, hey, you may be behind me, but I control this pace. I'm the dictator around here, boy. We'll see how well Tyler Hunt falls to that one, because the MWD 99 machine is going to give it everything he can here to try to hold off the murder's row right behind him. Top 5: Watkins, Hunt, Sikorsky, Wilson, Cope. Which one of these 5s will be able to last? Or can Milliken, Kruger, Wiggins, or Holsworth get back into the hunt, back into position? And don't count out Art Milne or Bartlett anytime. Guys, it's time to go green flag racing yet again. You know what to do, boys. It may be old school, but we put the pedal to the metal on this channel. Green flags high in the air. Off that line, through the chicane, to the turn 1 we go. Hunt trying to hold off Sikorsky. Sikorsky with a good run. Down out of turn 2, here comes Hunt trying to push on forward. Now he has the line and the momentum. He'll work him on in. Here comes Milliken. Milliken now trying to get something going there. Kyle trying to keep his momentum ahead of Justin Cope. Cope losing off on position. He'll move him on down. Here comes that 25 now of James Kruger. Kruger trying to look at the inside there, trying to get something going there off of this 9 of Cope. Justin Cope trying to get that back, the blue number 9, into the hot seat and into the podium finish here tonight. But right now he's got to try to hold off a few drivers, and one of them just happens to be Kruger, because Kruger now makes the inside line, now works off there. Turn 3 they go to turn 4. Kruger says, let's swing it here, let's swing it there. Like good old Freddy Krueger, I'll haunt you in your dreams. And he is doing exactly that right now. Back down low now, turn 2. Here we go. Sikorsky trying to get something back up. Might be saving his tires a little bit more here. It looks like he's backing off. Hunt is on the hunt, if you will. Trying to get back up there with Watkins. But Watkins, man, he's not giving him any inches or any breathing room here. The question is, though, that these guys save enough time and tires to keep that fuel run sacred and keep it enough, because when you're on this track, it's easier said than done to truly master it and really get that line momentum up. Work them on in though, now down out of turn 2. Whoa, we got trouble back there. Cope loose off of turn 2. We've seen it before with all drivers tonight, but it seems like turn 2 just continues to eat them away. Whoa, a little loose there off turn 3 now. Turn 4, he seems to have it all straightened out there. We're going to go to the replay and find out what happened there to Cope. He got loose off of turn 2 there. That set him for a serious run there. See, maybe we can figure out what happened here with Cope there. We work him on in out of turn 1 and a 2. Oh, right there. He got seriously wicked loose. He saved it though. Great save on his end and a great momentum boost back to get back under wraps. But this is where other problems started to come in. Got too close to the apron. About took Bartlett. Managed to keep it stabilized though, and that keeps him in the hunt. Bringing it on back down on in here. Kogosi actually getting passed around there from Wilson. Nicholas Wilson right now is going to try to get up there with Hunt. He's going to try to get up there with Watkins, but he got some time to make up still and a lot of ground to push forward on. Seems as though everything is firing on all cylinders here as we go on board here with Milliken. Kyle Milliken right now, in my opinion, probably the most improved driver of the series since we started on here, because he's really been making his time up and taking his time to get up there with these graphs and keep up with speeds. But the main thing is he's been a key factor in figuring out how to get those setups just right. And that's why that Martini 42 is still in the hunt in the top 5 right now. But they're all trying to get in that top 3 for not only for bragging rights, but also a huge points getter. They're running low on time here in the season. There's not a lot of time left for these guys. Kogosi trying to hold his own, trying to keep his way into position here. You can see the guys getting a little bit loose there. Drivers really holding their own and trying to make it up for it. As we work them on in, out of turn 4 here. Kogosi's got a challenger. Here comes Kyle Milliken yet again down low now down the front stretch. Milliken to the inside. He sneaks his way across. Like he graduated from El Chapo University with a degree and is from Devin Hester Studies, because he just snuck his through the seam and found a run there, and he managed to get it in the end zone. Works them on down the back straightaway they go. Now Milliken will try to challenge up for Wilson as Kruger makes a huge pass around Kogosi. Back down out of turn 4 there. Kogosi trying to get something going here, trying to get some serious push there to get up there. Back into the hunt, but Milliken is currently the guy we got to keep our eye on here, because Wilson is going to be having his hands full here with Milliken trying to get around him. Wilson trying to find a little bit of momentum. Going to the wall, though, is not going to help you. Heading straight down low. He manages to save it. The car is loose and wobbly, though. Milliken opened up the door. Milliken saw the opening. He snuck his way in and he took that one from him. You could say, I'd say probably Wilson got a little bit more tied over and honestly kind of cheated out worse than the boys, Dallas Cowboys with those Rams the other night. I owed you one, McCarthy. I hope you were listening on that one. Nonetheless, down the back straightaway they go. Work them on in, down out of turn 3, going into turn 4. These guys are absolutely pushing in their limits and putting everything to its fullest. 40 laps remain, and Milliken is your third runner with Wilson right behind. The top 2 right now are pretty much far away from each other. Hunt saving tires right now. He's not trying to push it too hard. Watkins right now is just trying to stay away from everybody else. He's opened up his book to Excel Chronicles versus sex. When in doubt, in the time of need, I trust in the power of speed to get where I want to be. And he is definitely getting there right now, because he's only got 39 laps to complete. As it appears, the 18 of K. Miller, unfortunately, problems on the motor. I'm getting word from the crew chief that he had serious connection issues when it came to the steering and serious problems on the motor. And everything seems to be all right now. It seems to be okay, but unfortunately he'll have to see him next time out if we're going to see him on the track. Right now we still work them on in. Not a lot of maneuvers made, not a lot of positions taken here. But I can tell you right now, the fans at home still watching, what these guys are dealing with right now and what they're having to go through, it's a lot of work and a lot of stress just to even hold yourself out and hold yourself in, because of the fact you're working with such hard cars to master in the first place, much less on a track that honestly can burn away and eat you alive quicker than you know it. And that's really what these guys have been all up and doing with this time around. Here comes teammates though, as Wilson and Kruger are going to go back out of here. Kruger in the Valim Dairy machine, and then the Valim Poultry machine of the 25. Those are the two those are teammates there, and looks like they're going to try to give each other a hand here and maybe get something figured out here. We're going on board here. This is Kruger. We've got our camera on right now. You can see where he's working it out right now with Milliken in front of Kruger. Kruger currently just trying to keep as good of a draft as he can, keep up his momentum. Brings him on down the back straightaway we go. 36 laps left. Whoa, a little bit of contact made there on Milliken's end. He went right up on the wall there. You saw it there for a minute. Milliken seems A-okay though. Brings him on down the front stretch. Makes another pass around, and these guys continuing to hold out and just trying to see where they can go with this one. I don't know how they're going to be on tires and gas with this many laps in. But I can tell you, if it's something like we saw earlier when they got burnt in too much, this could be troublesome. Now here comes teammates battling it out here. Kruger down low, Kruger down low. Wilson trying to hold his own. Not going to happen this time though. Turn 4 will show Kruger the way. And like Freddie, just like Freddie, he just got into his streams because he gave him a nightmare and pulled it up ahead. Tyler Hunt still trying to catch down that man right there, the SG Gaming machine of the 99 of Matty Watkins. Watkins has just been the player everybody has gunned after tonight, but it has been all Matty Watkins to lose here, no matter what you look at and how you look at it. And that's something that definitely in a way needs to be commemorated as much as it needs to be respected here. Work them on back, down low at a turn 2 they go. And definitely you can see it right now, the way these two drivers are going back at it and trying to get something going here. Wilson's just trying to hold his own, trying to keep Kruger out of his sight and out of mind. The problem is Kruger ain't playing those games, man. He'll catch up to you when you least expect it. Here they come now, Kruger. Gonna try to take over for third. You got a battle for third here. Just over 30 laps remaining in this one. Kruger trying to get a boost, trying to get some momentum done. They'll work him on in down the back straightaway to try to make that pass around Milliken, but Milliken's not going to give him any chances here, not going to give him a slight bit of a room. They'll try to hold that bottom for all it's worth here. Kruger knows this though. He'll see that draft and he'll see that little spot that when he gets enough run to the outside, he can make it swing inside and swing around him. It's an old tactic used to kind of trick the driver into making a move they don't want to do. I can tell you it works a lot better on dirt for me anyway than it does asphalt, but that's just me. Work them on down now. Turn 3 into 4. And your battle for 3 and 4. As Kruger getting ever so slightly up there. Hunt is actually caught up with Watkins there. We'll see how that plays out, but right now the battle's between these two drivers here. Working them on in. Now the opening set. Milliken gives it up. Kruger sees it. Kruger trying to get it down low. Back down they go at turn 3. Milliken had tried to hold his own, but he wasn't quite able to get it there. Milliken now has lost third. He will get pushed back to 4th. Meanwhile, up front, you've got the battle for the lead. Can Tyler Hunt hold this one? He sinks it straight down to the bottom. Now makes the pass around Watkins. A late pass there. This might be the run Hunt's been looking for. But remember, he's been getting loose off those late runs to that turn 2 and now even turn 4 to an extent. We'll see if that comes into play here. I don't think it will right now, but it definitely can be a thing later on. We'll see how it all plays out as the MWD 99 machine gonna try to get something going here, try to get something pushed forward to get around Hunt once more. He'll stick with the draft and hold his own here. These two not giving an inch, not giving any room to one another. This is serious battling and competition. It may not come all the way through, and it may not be as quick as most folks want it. But let me tell you, when they come, and they are serious competition to say the least here. These two absolutely putting on a show, just trying to hold each other off. There is no line Hunt can miss off of. He's got to hold that bottom to the best of his abilities. Watkins needs to keep the momentum alive and well. He needs to get something going there on the turns and the straightaways. The draft will help, but only for so long. After a while, those tires will burn up, and then you're going to really be in troublesome territory, and that's exactly what Hunt is waiting for. He's waiting for Watkins to burn him up more and more so that he may be able to finally get a run there and push him on forward. Meanwhile, back in the pack here, you got a sandwich of teammates, one on the outside of each, while Milliken is getting in the meat in between. I don't know if that goes well to Martini, but we'll see about that. Nonetheless, though, Kruger right now is going to be the final podium finisher. Milliken, though, is going to try to change that up and again. But I got to believe right now he might have burnt the tires in just a little too hard. I'm getting word from the crew chief. He says that he's not talking too much about it. He's just saying, let's just stay focused about it and stay on it. And I can say right now, this definitely seems to be working in his favor. But it could be only a matter of time before we see a lead change here, as now Matty Watkins yet again working him on down that back straightaway there. You can see the bumps and ridges coming off. Work them on in now out of turn 3 going into turn 4 here. Watkins trying to get something here. Hunt trying to hold his own. Can Watkins find a way around him out in this next straightaway? Because I got a feeling he's got to get a bit of draft going here. Works them on in now down out of turn 2 yet again. Watkins giving it everything he can. Hunt trying to hold on for what it's worth. Neither driver want to give this one up. Hunt trying to stay low. Watkins, though, has his number. He has that spot lined up perfectly for him. But it seems as though Hunt is saying otherwise. I think Hunt, honestly, is just saving up. He's just waiting for that last big run and that last big push. He could be saving up gas as well. It's hard to tell how much these guys got right now, what all they have in the system. But yeah, man, it's definitely something right now. Back out on the track here. Watkins trying to get something here. Right behind him, though. You got a battle for second still between Kruger and Milliken. This is the battle for third, I should say. Works them on in. Milliken trying to get something going here. We're on board here with him. I want you to pay close attention here on that steering wheel right there. You see how straight he's keeping that? Not turning too far left, not too far right. It's right in the middle. That's something for the new drivers out there that are learning how to get better on any track, and this includes dirt. Learn how to keep that car as straight as possible. Almost like an arrow. You want to show it straight through to your target. You want to hit a bullseye each time. That's exactly what these guys do. They find a middle of the road. They find a line there they can to hold that middle line, hold the car in the middle center so they can keep it straight and get a hard run off of that. $20 laps left in this one. Here comes Art Milne now. Milne making his pass. He's 3 laps down right now, but he's going to make a pass around the 53 of Nilsson there. Nicholas Wilson at this point, he's just trying to hope for a miracle and a prayer. Meanwhile, Art Milne, we haven't heard too much of this man in a while, but I can tell you right now, it's only a matter of time before he figures something out. I've known him for too long, and I know how he runs. He can run a good race when he needs to. It's just a matter of time, Art. Just keep on it, buddy. Speaking of keeping it on it right now, he's actually caught up with the leaders here. He's going to try to get his lap back and maybe something more here if a caution is to come out. We'll be at 18 laps to go this time by now. Time is running out for these drivers. Time is coming up short. And Milne is just trying to get everything he can to try to get some points back. See, outside line they go, side by side now, turn 2. Whoa! Contact made there by Milne! Milne gets right into Milliken. Milne backs off. Obviously not intentional. He got right in the wall there, had nowhere to go. Great save there by Milliken, and a great save by Milne. We're going to the replay here and show you what happened there. That was some serious trouble, some area that could have been. We're on board here. Mixing around, but look how close he gets to that wall. He gets a tag there to Milliken, but Milne was able to hold his own and hold himself out there. And that's what's been able to keep him in the hunt here. As you work him on back in now, Milne is still trying to get up there with Milliken and try to get back around him. But with time running out, fuel's getting scarce, and so is those tires. I gotta believe that they are trying to think the best way to get around this right now and figure out what's the best thing to do. Look at this though, Watkins has fallen further and further in the back. I think Tyler Hunt, as we said earlier, has finally played his strategy into effect here. Kruger has now maintained a rhythm here. It's now caught up. But Manny Watkins will the Vleam Dairy Machine 25 finally get that win in here. I don't know. It's hard to tell sometimes, but he's definitely getting some serious momentum built up. The old poultry number 25 of Kruger, working it on in out of turn 3, going into 4. 14 laps remaining in this one. Tyler Hunt will lead the way. They show him the way. By the way, whoever strikes for Star Wars The Mandalorian Season 2, raise your hand in the comments. Seriously, who isn't excited for that one? But right now, speaking of Mandalorian, it is now Kruger telling Watkins, this is the way. You got to let me by. Because he has that run. He has that momentum. But Watkins, he's an animal. He's like, no, I do not play by those games. So now Kruger, he must use the force. He pushes it straight to the low. He brings it down in, down low. And like Baby Yoda in a cute meme, he sends it straight up for a sweet scheme. They work him on down out of turn 1. They go into turn 2. And Kruger will get that run. Here comes Milliken now back in the hunt for his third spot. Not very many laps remaining in this one. Whoa, look out down, back down there. You can see them almost tangling up there. Did Watkins and Milliken battle for third here. Watkins holding his own, trying to keep his line in contention. Trying to keep it up for all it's worth. Don't go anywhere, folks. You got sheriffs around if you would. Get people on this one. We're almost down to the 10 to go. It is a hunt. It is a fight. And the reason why I say it's a hunt, because everyone's on the hunt for Tyler Hunt. He is leading him out by almost 2 seconds on Kruger. Kruger falling further and further behind. He might have battled too long there. We'll see how that all plays out. Work him on down now. Turn 3. Take it down. Turn 4. Kruger the second spot. Milliken the third slot. Milliken is trying to get around Kruger once again, and Kruger's just trying to hold his own and hope for a miracle at this point, because right now that man right there, Tyler Hunt, is starting to go into lap traffic territory. Holsworth been passed on the outside line there, and Hunt is just getting a run and a half. Oh, no! We got serious trouble down on the back straightaway here. We've got Matt Watkins and Milliken in the corner. Caution's out. About lost the voice there calling that one, but man, you can do not expect things like that at all, and that was not what you wanted to see. Holy smokes. Milliken seems to be A-okay. I don't know how bad that Watkins got though, but I think he's got some serious damage on that one. I don't know if they have an instant repair left. I think Milliken does. I think Watkins might as well. Let's find out what the heck happened. Watch this. They're going to come down out of turn 1 to 2. And look at this. Milliken gets in the wall. He's trying to pull it off. Oh, man, nowhere to go. For those wondering how hard it is to steer those things when you're in that position, let me give you a brief idea of how tough those things are to hold. This is literally going to show you right as he was in the wall where he was at. Now watch carefully here. Watch this as he comes in. You can see he's still eyeing Kruger. He gets a little bobbly there. He actually got it up in the apron a little too close. Got it up. He goes on the wall. He's trying to get it off. That thing's like super glue though. Once you're on there ain't nowhere to go. And there ain't nothing you can do about that. And the damage done and over with there. We're gonna give you the little experience there for Mr. Watkins and show you what he saw on his end. This is probably not gonna be for the faint of heart, folks. Watch this. Milliken's already in the wall. He sees him there. He's trying to back off. Nowhere to go. And all of a sudden, he's wondering what the heck just happened. And that, unfortunately, might be the end. Serious trouble on Watkins there, I'm getting told right now. However, he got it out of the pits. The instant repair was there. He fixed it up. It's all set. Milliken, though, he's dropping back in the pack because of that wreck. Now, though, I do not see Hunt out there. I think Tyler Hunt might have gone into pit side here. See if we can track him down. No, he is not pit side. Oh, there he is. Down the back here. He's going to put himself in a position I don't think he really wants to be in with only so many laps left. But I got to think right now, if Tyler Hunt's going to charge, he's going to do it here. This is going to be a dash pretty much now, folks. This is literally going to be a dash to the finish. What they have left on those cars, or what they have in total, they will have to work to the best of their abilities. Don't tune out yet. Share us around now. This is the big one. This is the big finish everybody's been waiting for. They've been looking for this moment. This is going to be huge. Can Kruger get the first win of his career here in the season? Or will his teammate, Nicholas Wilson, bring it back into victory lane? Brian W. Wiggins has come so close yet so far. He's got the podium. Now he needs the win. 7 laps now in. 6 to go this next time by. Can Matty Watkins get back from that disastrous wreck and get one last chance at redemption, at victory? It all depends on this moment right here. He needs to find a good hot hold shot and keep the momentum there and keep everything right where he needs it. This is not going to be easy for him whatsoever. In the comments real quick, I hope James Kruger hears this later because I think his girl is rooting him on. Taylor Kruger rooting on James over here. You heard the love, you heard the support. Your top 5, Kruger, Wilson, Wiggins, Watkins, and Sikosi. Your top 5 are here. This is it, folks. This is the big one you've been waiting for. The dash for the cash. The speed shift to the finish. This is what it's all about. Who will get the run here? Who's getting the momentum? Off the green flag, restart immediately. Wiggins gets a little bit of a less run there. Here comes Watkins on the outside. Clean move there. He did not pass him on that start. Sikosi going to try to hold off Hunt there. Work them on down now. Turn 1, they'll go to turn 2 immediately. We've got a battle for third. Connection is made between Wiggins and Watkins. Side by side they go down now. Turn 3, they're going to turn 4 here. Watkins is not going to give an inch here. He's got fresh tires on that thing. But he's got to be careful. If he overdrives it just the slightest bit, the tire will burn in too hard and it's going to give him too much trouble. Oh, he got into the 53 and Wilson, and Wiggins spins him around as well. We got big trouble down on turn 2. Serious trouble. Milligan and Cope involved in that one. Caution is out, and if you're Tyler Hunt or anybody right there as well, you just had a little bit of a happy thought go in your mind. If you're Sikosi as well, you're thinking, well, now I got a chance. Holy smokes, that was not what these drivers intended to do. But that sometimes is the way the cookie crumbles. Let's go to the replay. Holy smokes, what on earth happened there? Got the sky cam going. They're going to get a green-white checkered finish in here. Right there, man. You see it right there. That was what it was about. The block, the hit, and then the scoop. And then Cope got the worst brunt of it. The worst, though, Milliken, I'd say, honestly, that was probably the hardest one he had to take. Nicholas Wilson, man, he had a run and a half, and unfortunately ran into troublesome territory. Here's another look at it. I want you to pay first close attention, though. You got to understand something, folks. When these guys got to run like that, and you got that serious amount of momentum, it's hard to really back off when you're really in that field. You're trying to get somewhere there. Wilson did block, but you have to in this case. There's not much left you can do in that situation. But unfortunately, like we said before, when you get contact there in the corners and you're already tapped like that, there's no control of that. There's no way you can get out of that. And unfortunately, it came back to bite him. We're going to go on board here just to show you what it was like on Watkins' end here. You can tell right there, he didn't even know what hit him. He was trying to back off. Watkins had nowhere to go because Wilson just pretty much put it right in there. But you have to sometimes. You just have to hold your line and hold your momentum out. Unfortunately, though, it came back to bite both of them because it ended up costing both their race to an extent. But Watkins seems to got the car all situated out, ready to go here, so he might have a chance. Take your name right here, but Bartlett, actually, he's in there too. And now Wilkins has got the instant repair back up. He has now got the back fender and the rear fender completely fixed up. But this is going to be a green-white checker finish here. Can James Kruger, for the first time, get this race win on a track that is Texas-sized tough? That is something a lot of fans out there always, or a lot of drivers I should say, and a lot of fans always love to see, is a strong finish and a strong race end. I got to believe right now, guys, you're going to get it here. This is going to be something special at the end. Will it be enough, though? Is there enough time? Is there enough ground for Kruger to get a run off the start, hold back Wiggins, Hunt, Sikosi, or Watkins? Because I'm going to tell you right now, folks, if these guys can get the momentum boosted in there and get some power under the hood, this might play in their hands here. Wilson is back out on the track, so is Cope. This next time by, they're going to get the one to go. And then after that, well, we're going to call it a night. Not a bad race by any means. Actually, a really good race. But that's nothing new to be expected with these guys. These guys can always put on a show when you least expect it here. 2 hours of content worth of absolute battles and hardship and racing at its finest. And now, the piece of resistance, if you will, the big finish they've all been looking for. Can Kruger get the run off of off this restart? Sikosi right behind Hunt. We'll try to hold up. We'll try to get around Hunt early so he can try to keep Hunt away from trying to get him past him. And Wiggins, the only thing that's going through his mind is just focus, focus, focus. Don't think of anything else. Tyler Hunt, all he's thinking is just, I gotta do what I've been doing this entire season, and I'll win again. Sikosi, the only thing he's thinking about right now is trying to get that affordable SEO number 8 in Victory Lane for the very first time. And then the MWD 99 Z-Max machine is looking to claim gold after a hardship of racing. Pick your number, pick your favorite. It's time to go green flag racing. 2 to go this time by. Off that restart, here comes Wilson with a 1.5 mile restart. Holy smokes. I'm not sure what gear he put that thing in, but he found it off that restart there. He is working his way on up now. He's going to try to challenge Wiggins there. Back down the back straightaway they go. I don't know if they're going to call it a black flag for the jump, but I'm not getting any word from the race officials. They're letting him go here. Wilson is going to try to hold his own and trying to get up there with Wiggins. White flag high in the air. We traded the green. We're going white. Now next time by, it's black and white with a few stripes, if you will. But Wilson trying to get in there. Wiggins trying to get the bottom line now. Away from Kruger. We're going to bring him down to the back straightaway. Here goes Wiggins. Oh, no. Kruger and Wiggins get into it. Wilson will run him on down to the back. Turn 3 going into turn 4. Can Hunt get the maneuver around? Can he make the bush? They work him on down out of turn 4. Nicholas Wilson will be your race winner for the ARCA Texas 200. Tyler Hunt's going to finish second. And I believe there is going to go to Matty Watkins. Matty Watkins will take home third. Fourth is going to go to Byron Bartlett. James Kruger getting 5th. 6th to Sikosi. And boy, oh boy, I don't even want to know what happened there. All we do know is we'll go to the replay and see that one more time. Milliken is down on the track already. He's off the space. And if you're in the Kruger camp right now, I don't even know what to say to that. That was just a hard racing thing. There's nothing you can do about it sometimes. That's just the way it crumbles. Let's go ahead and show you what happened. We're going to show you right now, the Wiggins, what happened here between them. Wiggins brings it on around. And right there, Wiggins had just, it looked like maybe a little bit of a move up there. I think Kruger might have just pushed it up a little too hard, and that might have been there. It's hard to say. We're gonna go to Wiggins here and take a look there. That was just a disappointment and a heartbreaker for both drivers there for how hard they ran these cars tonight. But that's just how driving is sometimes. You have to race your heart out if you want to win. Watch this. I hate saying it, but Wiggins just got a little bobble, a little side, and got a little too much touch in there. And when you're upside down like that, there's really nothing else you can do about that. Holy smokes. Had a nice little seating there to Milliken. Holy cow. But nonetheless, folks, your race winner, he is down in the infield now. Nicholas Wilson taking home the gold for the first time this season. And a burnt up, beat up front end damage on that thing. The tire is completely bent in. Tyler Hunt finishing second, a serviceable second place. And what a race between all these drivers here tonight. The top 3 are now joining us in the broadcaster's booth. We're heading on down to pit side. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I'm pit side down now here with Matty Watkins. And Matty, holy smokes, those last 5 laps, man, I got to believe you were thinking something totally different each lap that time by. It appears we do not have radio contact yet here with Mr. Matty. Mr. Watkins, you got the radio on here, sir? Oh, there we go.
You got me now.
Yeah, did you hear what we said there a minute ago? Or do we need...
I sure did. It was, that last stop, I didn't take any fuel to help with. Everybody was free off of 2, and then everybody would be tight in 3 and 4. So I didn't take fuel, hoping to get some speed. Got a lot of speed going down into 1. 53 moved in front of me. That was the move he made. So I was gonna stick with my move, and he slowed down in 1 more than I wanted. So it got into him there, and then that backstretch on that last lap, I don't know what happened, but went back and watched the replay, and man, that 53 came from a long way back, had a good start, didn't he?
I mean, he found another gear and something else there, but man, he definitely had to work his way up and had a good battle with you to the end there. But yeah, that little bobble there that seemed like Wilson when he brought it back down there when you were in turn 1 and 2, and then you got into it there, starting the big one there the first time. I gotta believe there was some thought in your head was like, what do I do now? How much damage do I got? Like, was there what goes to your mind when something happens like that, and then you have to try to get back on the track just to even finish?
I took a gamble. I didn't know how bad I know I didn't hit anything hard. It was a big slide, but I didn't know if I hit anything on the nose. And then the last restart, I tried to time it up, but I didn't want to pass a guy and get a penalty or lay all the way back like the 53 did and get a running start. So, yeah, tried to time it up, didn't time it up, wasn't going to get a penalty, wasn't going to do anything dirty, so I backed out of it on the last lap and just couldn't get going. So I don't know if it was damage, but we didn't time it up right.
Yeah, man, there's always one thing in racing we always say is you need a little bit of luck to help you with these races because sometimes skill ain't going to cut it. But nonetheless, Matty, you definitely showed a lot of skill, a lot of heart. You led a good chunk of this race here tonight in the lead. Who do you want to thank here for this race podium finish?
Kyle Milliken, he does a lot of the work with the sets. He helps me out a ton, giving me something to drive. I don't know how to make these things. I kind of know how to drive them. So he gets me going in the right direction, but a lot of laps. Didn't have the setup for the long run, but we had a short run car. But top 3, we'll take it. We'll move on.
Absolutely, man. Next time out, I gotta believe you're in for another hunt and another possible win there. So, but nonetheless, Matty, it's good to have you back on the track. It's good to see you out of here again. Miss seeing you guys. What a heck of a race, man. Congratulations on your 3rd place finish.
Thanks, man.
All right, Matty Watkins, the 99, your 3rd place finisher here tonight. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're now going down pit side, and I am joined here at pit side with Mr. Tyler Hunt. Tyler, I honestly, I was calling it here in the booth. You were saving, and then the caution came out. What went through your mind?
I was a little upset. I had this race won. I knew I had one of the best, if not the best, long run cars, and to hear that two people wrecked each other going down the backstretch, it kind of threw off the rest of the race.
Yeah, that was an unfortunate incident. I believe that was between Milliken and Watkins originally. Milliken got into the wall and he couldn't get it off there. And with those ARCA cars, I know you know better with these things. Is that once you're on that wall, it's like super glue, ain't it?
Oh yeah, once you touch the wall, that's it. You got to crank the wheel to the left to get it off, and when you do, you just swing across the track. There's nothing you can do about it.
But it seems like you were able to do quite a bit though with that car tonight, man. You had a really good long run. You were holding yourself out there. You're holding everything in there, and it seemed like you had everything timed out pretty good. It just, like we said earlier with Watkins just a second ago, just a little bit of luck is also what you need in racing. But nonetheless, you definitely showed your skills out there. So you gotta believe that you had to be pretty happy with the way that car was running tonight.
Yeah, I kind of was upset with the short run speed. I'm not sure how Matty and Kyle were able to get so much speed and keep it for a good 15, 20 laps. But once the long run came in, the car it rolled through the middle of the corner perfectly. I couldn't ask for anything better.
Yeah, I definitely say that for sure, man. You had some tremendous momentum there. You had some tremendous speed to carry through. And once Watkins and them lost their speed, man, you just were on them like PB&J. You were on it like you saw a Texas-sized steak out there. That's how you were hungry for that lead. But nonetheless, Tyler, I got to ask you, man. 2nd place finish yet again, but a podium finish nonetheless. Who do you want to thank you for that one?
I'd like to thank everybody who showed up tonight. It was a great race. Super hard, clean racing for 99% of it. Everybody brought speed. Everybody brought some respect. And I thank the team. We all worked on this setup this week. In the end, everybody went with something a little different, but it worked out.
It all worked out in the end, and so far you've definitely been the one all of them been chasing down because you just keep on winning and you keep on some good races and podium finishes. Definitely leading the points right now. Tyler, next time we see you out, buddy, it'll be definitely interesting to see how it all plays out. But for now, congratulations here on the second place finish here tonight at Texas Motor Speedway.
Thank you. Have a good night.
You too, bud. Tyler Hunt in the 20, ladies and gentlemen, your second place finisher here tonight. Well, now from pit side to victory lane, we're joined here with Mr. Nicholas Wilson in that 53 machine. Nicholas, my goodness, my almighty boy. How did you get that restart, and how did you manage to get around that chaos in front of you?
So the restart was just, nobody was protecting the top side, and I just was like, you know what? I'll just be up here and I'll go. And I think they bound up. I'm not entirely certain what happened there. Next thing I know, I'm in third place. Felt good. But I had a fifth place car, and then somehow it became a winning car. And, I'm not going to complain. A little beat up right now, but it is what it is.
It definitely is what it is, but I think I've said this with Watkins and Hunt. If you go back and watch the stream, but I said this earlier is that you have to have a little bit of luck and with your skill to go with it. And obviously, all three of you guys definitely skilled drivers, and everyone really has a great amount of skill and dedication to this stuff. But I gotta be honest, Wilson. Like it seemed like out of the lucky bunch, I think you might have had the luck tonight. I don't know what kind of four-leaf clovers you've been hanging around here, or maybe you found some horseshoes here in Texas Motor Speedway, but it seemed to work out for you.
Yeah, it's definitely the right state for horseshoes, isn't it? Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what happened there. It's just it all happened so fast. Next thing I know, went from like third place to getting wrecked to being in, I don't know what it was, eighth place, I guess, to all of a sudden being in first place again in less than 2 laps. It was a mess, but I'm not going to complain.
I would say nothing to complain there. I mean, with a win like this and a position filled out, I gotta ask you, man. What do you want to thank here for the win here at the ARCA Texas 200?
Well, I'm going to thank Kyle, who couldn't make the race tonight because he was getting visited by his parents, Kyle Hanna, and Mike, James Kruger there, who we were practicing with and getting everything all set up. And then, the weather for being nice, kind of making everything kind of work out around here. It's like 70 degrees something in Virginia today, so...
I was about to say, I don't know why you're talking in Virginia. We're currently in Fort Worth, Texas, and the weather around here is freaking beautiful. But I mean, then again, the hurricane hasn't.
It's a beautiful May Day in Texas. Yes, it's a beautiful May Day in Texas.
Nonetheless, the hurricanes haven't got to us just yet. So, but yeah, you'll be definitely taking the hardware back over to Virginia. And Wilson, I could say right now, man, I think you had some fans in the comments tonight, but I think you made a few more here with this race. Congratulations on your win here in the ARCA Texas 200, my friend.
Awesome, thanks.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, your race winner here tonight, Mr. Nicholas Wilson in the 53. Well, everyone, that's going to really wrap it up here tonight. And I hate to say it, but we always have to end it somewhere. So, to all of us here at PTM Racing TV, before we go, we just want to say from the bottom of our hearts, thank you. Seriously, thank you again for all your support, all the love you've given us. Without you guys, we wouldn't be able to do this. And with everything that we've been dealing with and everything that everyone's dealing out there, also the folks over the hurricane centers and areas down south, please do stay safe and be careful out there. Tomorrow night, as long as everything goes right, we will have a doubleheader here. We will go back to Pedal to the Metal, and we will also go to the Mississippi Dirt Boys and bring them on out. Not sure yet if we'll get the new overlay up, but we'll see how it all toys out. But before we go for Old School Racing League tonight, we want to remind you that tonight's race was sponsored in part by Affordable SEO. If you're looking to get your marketing and outrank your competition online today, you best look up Affordable SEO for more information. The best guys to handle your needs today on the internet. But as again, folks, we must say goodbye for now. So from all of us here at PTM Racing TV, tell them the green flag flies next time. Be safe. Take care. God bless. And good night, everybody.